Hello and welcome. Today's topic is our basic processes in embryology. From the zygote to the mature baby before its birth inside of the mother's womb in the pregnant state, only two basic processes going on. First of all, growth, another is differentiation. What I mean is, मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है कि एक सिंगल कोशिका, सिर्फ एक कोशिका जिसका नाम है जाइगोट, इससे लेके एक बच्चा जब बड़ा होता है माँ के पेट के अंदर डिलीवरी से पहले, इस बच्चे के अंदर क्या क्या काम होता है? असलियत में सिर्फ दो काम होता है. पहला काम विकास होना, मतलब बड़े होना, ग्रोथ, और दूसरा है अलग अलग कोशिका, अलग अलग ऑर्गन्स, अलग अलग हाथ पैर, मतलब कुछ ऐसे चीज बनाना जो एक दूसरे से अलग होता है. नाउ इन एम्ब्रायोनिक पीरियड, ग्रोथ मीन्स इन increase of quantity, I mean the bulk of amount of quantity of cell mass. Mitosis is the only way to increase the cell mass. Okay, and I have talked about this mitosis, meiosis in my very earlier videos. You can check those. Now you have to understand that mitosis and mitosis only and only occurs in the entire body except the sex cells. I mean the sperm and ovum. Sperm in male, ovum in female. And meiosis only and only occurs in the gamete cells. I mean the sperm and ovum. That's it. You will never find any kind of meiosis in your neuron, in your cardiomyocytes, in your myocytes, in your cartilage cells, in your bone cells, I mean osteocytes. The growth has four stages or four types of growth you can see in embryonic life. First of all, multiplicative growth. This multiplicative growth is achievable via mitosis. मतलब एक बच्चे के शरीर में जो चार तरह का ग्रोथ होता है, इनमें से पहला है आपका मल्टीप्लिकेशन, मतलब संख्या को बढ़ाना, जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ माइटोसिस, सेल डिविजन, मतलब कोशिका विभाजन के द्वारा ही संभव है. ठीक है. सेकंड पॉइंट इज द ऑक्जेटिक ग्रोथ. इन ऑक्जेटिक ग्रोथ यू कैन फाइंड द ओनली सेल साइज इंक्रीज, नॉट सेल नंबर. सपोज इन न्यूरॉन, then in special type of oocytes, I mean oocytes means inside of the ovary. मेरा कहने का मतलब है दूसरा जो टाइप है ऑक्जेटिक ग्रोथ, इनमें से क्या होता है, आपका सेल का जो आकार है वो साइज में, मतलब आकार में बड़ा होता है, संख्या में नहीं. जैसे आपका ओवरी में रहने वाले oocytes या फिर हमारे दिमाग में रहने वाले न्यूरॉन्स, इनमें सिर्फ साइज में बड़ा होता है, संख्या में नहीं. तीसरा आता है आपका एक्रीशनरी ग्रोथ. इसका मतलब होता है कि ये जो एक कोशिका है, कोशिका के अंदर बहुत सारे स्ट्रक्चर होते हैं, जैसे आपका गोल्गी बॉडीज, राइबोसोम, देन सार्कोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, उसके साथ साथ आपका माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया, लाइसोसोम, माइक्रोट्यूब्यूल्स, ये सारे बहुत कुछ होते हैं एक कोशिका के अंदर. तो इनका नंबर बढ़ता है. आई मीन इज द थर्ड टाइप ऑफ ग्रोथ इज एक्रीशनरी ग्रोथ. In that case, you're gonna find that the contents inside of the cell, I mean Golgi body, sarcoplasmic reticulum, endoplasmic reticulum, then ribosome, microtubules, mitochondria, lysosomes, all other things are multiplied. Okay, and the last one is the appositional growth. Appositional growth means new cell formation replaces the old cell. चौथा मतलब appositional growth, इसमें क्या होता है, जो नया वाला कोशिका है वो पुराने वाले कोशिका के जगह ले लेते हैं. जैसे बाल के, नेल्स, नाखून के नए वाले कोशिका बन रहा है और पुराने वाले कोशिका बाहर की तरफ धक्का मारे जा रहा है. ठीक है, बाद में हम इसको काट के फेंक देते हैं. एंड नाउ द सेकंड पॉइंट ऑफ द बेसिक प्रोसेस इज द डिफरेंशिएशन. Here you have to know that the characteristic of one cell from another, one tissue from another, one organ from another. Okay, in chemodifferentiation, the difference of chemical structures in separate area or separate fluids, like the chemical composition in the blood is completely different from the chemical composition in the CSF. And the chemical composition in the saliva is completely different from the chemical composition of the tears tears of eye. Okay. Second point is histodifferentiation. Histo means cell or tissue. Suppose tissues in the liver are completely different from the tissues of pancreas. Tissues in the bone are completely different from the tissues present in the cartilage. Tissues present in the brain is completely different from the tissues present in the stomach, okay, or the lungs. Organodifferentiation means the different organs. One organ is different from another, like eye is different from the tongue, lungs are different from the liver, skeletons are different from the GI tract, okay. And lastly is the functional differentiation. It means separate structures have separate type of work. I mean the work is done by the lungs is not possible by the brain. The work is done by the brain is not possible by the stomach. Okay, so liver has separate function, pancreas has separate function, each other organs, each other limbs has separate kind of function. Whatever the points I said in the differentiation part, all things are done by the organizer, which already generates or originates inside of the baby, inside of the womb of the mother. Now, there are three types of organizer. First of all, primary organizer. It is done by mainly the blastopore, which is also known as primitive streak. It creates the notochord. Okay, these things we'll talk about later, not now. Then this notochord acts as a secondary organizer, which creates the cerebrum, cerebellum, and the spinal cord. Now, this brain and spinal cord acts as a tertiary organizer, which ultimately leads or develops or creates peripheral nervous system, autonomic nervous system, sensory motor nervous system, sensory receptors, etc., etc., which all of these things I talked about in my earlier videos in anatomy. You can check those. Whatever I have talked up to this much, we'll talk about slowly in upcoming videos. So see you soon. Till then, bye.